Grab your mouse ears and ready your wands. You're tuning in to Castles to Cauldrons, your ultimate guide to the magic, the thrills, and everything in between. From strolling right down the middle of Main Street, USA, to dodging fire-breathing dragons in Diagon Alley, we've got your theme park adventures covered. And now, sharing their hottest takes and best tips, here are your hosts, Jason, Micah, Rachel, and Terry.
Welcome to episode 68 of Castles of Cauldrons. I'm your host, Jason Davis. We have everybody back today. Terry is back from her Wonder of the Seas. Rachel is back from Disney Magic in Alaska. Micah never left. And then I was back last week. So Micah's the lone non-cruiser for the past.
Micah worked.
Yeah.
I did work. I did work.
I worked too. I worked while I was there.
You
Yeah.
did. My location wasn't quite as beautiful as yours, though.
It was pretty spectacular.
I can't wait to hear about your experience and everything next week when we talk about that, and maybe what your to-dos and not to-dos type stuff. I really Icy Strait. I've never been to that one, so we're actually looking at doing that cruise for the next trip we did if we take one up there. Terry's going to talk about her Royal Caribbean at the second half of this show. I thought this was your husband's first cruise, not just both of y'all's first cruise.
No, it's mine too.
And you went on that massive ship as your first cruise.
I feel like I'm kind of spoiled now. Like when y'all were talking about smaller ships, I was like, do I want to go smaller? Like I felt like everything was cozy and nice, and I kind of liked this how it was spread out. Like if I didn't want to do something over here, I had like plenty of options over here.
That was like the positive of Star was like if you didn't want to be with everybody else, there was a place for you to go, and there was.
It's really weird that I think that they said there's like 7,000 people on the ship, and then like 2,500 crew members, but there were still places that you could go, like in public, not just your room, but in public, and you were like alone, like you would walk through places, and I was like, that's insane. But there's a ship you can do that on.
Yep.
It's always just crazy, those big ships like that, and then you can get away. So we'll start with news like usual, and we'll start with some cruise news. Captain Maria Gotor was named the first female captain for the Disney Cruise Line for the Disney Wish. I think that's newsworthy. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
What was one for celebrity that made the huge TikTok follow? Yeah, Captain Kate.
She had a cat. She had a Sphinx cat, I think, or some sort of cat.
I think that's the cool thing is like, the females in those positions are usually more apt to do social media like that. So it's seeing the behind the scenes and whatnot of what the ships are like and an everyday life. You're not going to usually see the male dominated people do like take his time like, hey, this is what I do. So it's cool to maybe we'll get that side of the Disney Wish and a day in the life type stuff for her.
Yeah. That'll be that would be fun because I remember on TikTok and Instagram, I definitely followed like Captain Kate on there and saw her different things, and it was kind of cool. Like she would show stuff from the bridge, or like this is what we're doing today. This is how we plan the day, and I just thought it really kind of gave you a look into like what does it mean to actually be the captain of like a ship like that, and it's I think a lot more work than what people think it's going to be. Well,
social media wise, Siobhan shared a video of the pilots that come up to the bridge.
It's a pilot.
Yeah.
The Destiny she posted that and like, here's the pilot coming to help the bridge, and they pass our room. So that was really cool. It was like our room was on there if we had just woken up at 3:00 in the morning to open the door. Yeah. So I'm surprised it took Disney this long to actually have a female captain. I kind of figured
it was Captain Minnie first. Let's
Correct.
not forget about that.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Girl captain.
Over the Wish and the treasure.
A real captain. No, I get it.
So yeah. So
she's really smart. Like this captain. I mean, and not that but she was an attorney before she was a captain.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, like she has like a nautical engineering degree after she like became an attorney. So it's like, what can't you do? And now I almost feel like you trust her more because you're like, oh, you're for real smart. Like,
yeah,
I'll put my life in your hands for real now because Like, who? And she's kind of pretty. So you're like, you just got you were genetically blessed where some of us weren't.
Yes.
While we're talking Disney, the Six Ravens, which is the Gideon's Cookies Company, their new project, they released their menu. It's like Hot Pockets, homemade Hot Pockets. They call them
Yeah.
Coffin, Coffyn, and it's a hand pie from yeast rolls stuffed with savory fillings. Prices look like they're like okay, they're like $11, and then they have some
Yeah.
sides with sweets and drinks. So you probably be able to get your Coffin and one of the Gideon cookies in there.
So this is like medieval type theming, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's got like a wizard something or another. I'm trying to find the menu right now.
Okay, so the
The
only
Wizard's
one I would
Wonder.
like is the breakfast one, the Rooster's Roar. I think that's the only one I could eat.
I was looking at the cheeseburger one,
It
the
looks
peasant's
like
patty.
Bar food, just with a twist and a different name almost.
Yeah, the Wizard's Wonder is the one you were talking about, Terry. It has mac and cheese with pickled peppers and pulled pork and barbecue seasoning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it has beer, a couple sweet treats,
Yeah,
or
they're nothing
a
big.
sweet treat, and then mashed potatoes.
But yeah, they don't have the cookies there. They just have the Tarts Tempest,
Yeah.
a Gideon's
Mhm.
chocolate chip tart filled with chocolate fudge and topped with a raspberry jam.
It does seem like somewhere if you're a kind of a beer enthusiast that you would enjoy.
Well, I
Got a
wonder
lot
if
of, like,
you can
moon
customize
boots.
them.
IPA. That's also what I was wondering.
Yeah.
When he said pickled peppers, like in the Wizard's
Yeah, like,
Wonder,
I would
if I don't
not
want
want
that,
those. Right.
is my
I
Hot
would
Pocket
eat that one
pre-made?
without the pickled poblano peppers. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, do
Yeah.
you think that it's already pre-made and you can't get it made to order?
I don't know at the bottom. Hold on. It says something about allergy.
Like,
Ask
would
guests with
think-
allergies to speak with a cast member. The location cannot guarantee any items are completely free of allergens. So I don't know if they can.
like, are they fixing them
customize.
in the back and then running them through like a toaster, or
Right. Or are they
They're
like
are they just
pre-made
pre-made
frozen?
morning?
Like,
I
are
don't
they
think they're-
frozen and sent in and then
I don't
I
think
don't think they're
frozen.
frozen,
I
but
think
they
they're-
might be prepped early in the morning.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm thinking. Because the cookies aren't frozen; they make those every day, and they have people back there cooking them.
Like the bread
Um,
would be fresh every day, and they would prep just a certain number of each type, maybe.
Wha-
Or maybe they do make them to order. I guess it depends on how
well,
long
no,
it
it
takes to
says
cook
like
everything.
the breakfast one is just served until they run out. Like they only make a certain amount.
So they
Oh,
only
so
make
it's
a
probably
certain amount a day.
pre-done. Yeah.
Yeah.
The location for this is the old Art of Shaving building. It's our storefront. That's just a couple of stores down from where the Gideon's Bakehouse is itself. So it's good. It gives you another option if you don't want to stop and eat inside one of the restaurants in Disney Springs. It gives you something handheld like the
It is a very like easy walkable
Yeah.
type food.
And it's different.
Yeah.
I mean, it is different than like, do you want to go here and get like a sandwich, or do you want to go here and get pulled pork? Like being from North Carolina, pulled pork is good, but I just get tired of eating it. And
Yeah.
the place is not coming to my brain right now. What's the name
Polite
of it,
Pig.
Micah? Yeah,
Polite
Polite Pig. I want to call it.
Mhm.
I want to call it Polly Pocket, and I knew that wasn't right. And that's delicious. But being from North
Yeah.
Carolina,
Yeah.
we get pulled pork all the time. So like,
I feel like
don't-
we either
someti-
have a really good like barbecue place to go to or Mexican food, and that's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
our only options to eat
She's
unless
really
it's fast
right.
food.
Yeah.
Like those are our
or a
options.
steakhouse.
We
It's
don't
like
even have
adult
that
Hot
here.
Pockets.
Yeah,
So
they're
I,
like
I
adult
do
Hot
like
Pockets.
this option where you can like it's a handheld. You can carry it
Mhm.
around, but it's not something you can like maybe go to your hometown and get. That's a
Yeah.
special treat in Disney.
And what makes it better is like at night when you're at Disney Springs, because they're really good with the entertainment, being able to go to different
Yeah.
musicians they have and whatnot. So having something like this, be able to walk up and watch the guy playing the didgeridoo
Mhm.
or, the rock band, the rappers, whatever they have going on. You can just stand there and eat, and not worry about, dropping your sauce all over the place from your hamburger.
Mhm.
Yeah, because this is a different thing for them. Gideon's actually just celebrated like their 10th anniversary the other day,
In Disney Springs?
and in general. 'Cause
Oh,
they
I'm
have-
like, that's
they
been
have
there for
the-
10 years. I was like, holy crap.
They have the Winter Garden location, I think it
Right.
is, and that's the 10-year. But this stepping outside their zone, so they probably want to make sure that quality is what they want it to be. and
Timing
changing
of
things they might
food.
want to do. Yeah, that's the Disney news that we have. We'll move over to my favorite stuff, the Universal.
It is your
It's-
Yeah,
favorite.
not
always
much
good.
was happening with Disney.
Yeah,
Besides
Yeah.
some partnerships.
there's some
but-
cool, like some little things. Yeah, partnerships. Heinz is coming over now, official sauce for Disney, so you can have Heinz ketchup and mustard and all that instead of
That's
the
amazing.
generic brand. Well, yeah, I agree. It's great. They're making it bigger than what it is because it's Heinz. Some new clotheslines and all that stuff. We'll have a lot of Disney news in a couple weeks when it comes to D23 coming around. So
Yep.
that'll be a very Disney heavy episode. Over at Universal though, Thunder Falls at Universal's Islands of Adventure is now closed. They're going to transform it to the signature dining that will be taking the place of Mythos. That's supposed to close later this year or beginning of next year. I can't remember exactly when, but Thunder Falls is that quick service right when you're coming out of Toon Lagoon before you get to Skull Island. It was okay food. I think I've eaten there once.
I don't think I've ever gotten anything from there.
It won't be missed for me, but it won't. I'm excited to see what they do there. And then the refurbishment for Jurassic Park is like going really well from what I've seen with pictures. Like all the animatronics are getting redone. So
On the river
on the
adventure.
river adventure, yeah. So
Good.
hopefully,
Are they
when
going to
you-
switch it over to Jurassic World, or are they going to keep it
I
Jurassic
think
Park?
still Jurassic Park because it's based off the book, since that's what the original idea was for
Okay.
Islands was literature.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, even though they gotten away from it, HHN stuff. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask how that does. Like, I didn't know if like Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. I know they're the same thing, but like if licensing is different of
No,
who
they
gets
own-
what and all that.
Universal owns it all, so
I mean, because they have both
Okay.
there. They have like Velocicoaster, and they have they have
Movie
Camp
Nova?
Cretaceous, and they have Jurassic Park. So they
Yeah,
kind of
for
have
sure.
all of the versions or parts of the franchise kind of there.
I like that.
it's very much over in Hollywood. If you remember that, it's like very Jurassic World. Like they redid Jurassic Park River Adventure to Jurassic World, and they kind of lean heavily into that, and they're keeping Park over here.
I kind of wish they would do the Jurassic River Adventure the same as Hollywood, because I love all the video screens and how they do the Mosasaurus thing at Hollywood. Like, I just really like that part, but
Yeah, it's the same ride other than that. Like they put the Andromeda's Rex or whatever they call it from
yeah.
in the end instead of Z-Rex. Moving to the best time of year, the HHN announcements. We did get the confirmation of Evil Dead Burn as a house. This was when I actually wrote the show notes. The rumor was that this had already gotten pulled. That something going wrong with the IP and the contracts and everything. They were going to pull it, but they're going to keep it. I'm going to give a disclaimer. There is a lot of people who hate when dead animals show up in a house and they go up
Yeah.
in the kitchen. There's a dead dog in the movie somewhere. I haven't seen the movie. I've heard it's really bad, but there will probably be a dead dog in this house.
Yeah, but it could be fake.
I mean, yes,
Like the
it's gonna be
fake horse last year.
Yeah,
I
but
was going to say, wasn't there a fake horse?
That's the only time I got scared by an animatronic, or it just scared the whole time, because I was making jokes about the dead horse laying out there, and then I turned around and there was animatronic in my face.
I don't remember the dead horse last year.
It was one of the last houses.
One of the last houses we went through.
like 2 a.m. Okay, that's probably why I don't remember it.
It was the demon, the Western demon.
It was a Western style house, like a train going through it or something like that. It was not that scary from the scaredy cat over here. It was not that scary.
So a few years ago, there was the triplets of horror, and there was a dead dog in that one where they had like the intestines of the dog across, and people were very mad. They actually ended up taking the dog carcass out.
I could tell you if it's accurate, like anatomically correct.
That's what we're going to do.
Of course you can,
Shows
Micah.
a dog autopsy.
Be like, oh wait, look, that's the spleen. They got the liver out there.
I was just gonna say, is this the spleen?
I'm pretty sure
That's
it's
a
not
feline
accurate.
spleen.
It's the same intestines they use for the humans and any other animals.
Well,
as
I mean,
part of-
intestines look like intestines. I mean, there's not a huge difference to what
It's
those
more
look
of
like.
what's
Like a
inside
liver
the
looks like a
intestine.
liver. I mean, it's an organ.
This is great. We'll give you the hard hitting information after this when we go through the Evil Dead house in October.
I'll let you know if I can save the dog.
She does need to go through the house and be like, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Wrong.
That's
That's
just
anatomically correct.
Yeah. No.
Dog would not still be alive and barking right now. I don't understand why.
So we're waiting on one more house to be officially announced. Last week, though, Pandora started running an ad for an Ozzy Osbourne themed house. Like I said, Universal has not officially announced it. So if that's the case, then that's going to be our last house. And I'm excited for it. Actually, there's a guy at work who's big into metal and he loves Ozzy and he's been wanting to go to HHN and needs a reason to. I'm like, here it is, Ozzy Osbourne. So I'm excited for it because that's good music.
There got to be bats in it.
On bad things for HHN, Fort Nightmares is officially a scare zone, and this has
like
gotten
the video game Fortnite.
like the video game. A lot of people are very mad at this because Fortnite isn't scary.
Fortnite's not scary.
Should I get my son to teach me how to do the gritty before I go, so I can just do that the whole way
There's a lot
through
of
the
those
scare zone?
conversations and the 6-7.
Teach you how to do scuba.
Do you think it was because so they can get like teenagers
Kids.
in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's
100% promotional.
One of the people I follow on X has said that this is actually going to go in the Central Park scare zone, so where the cat lady was last year.
Okay.
No, but that was such a good scare zone.
I want that to be like the one up front where all the statues were.
Yeah, like small, not as much going on.
This should
like
be
you're
the
walking
photo
in,
op
it's
one.
not scary.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because they do have like skins that come out with every Fortnite season, and they sometimes are scary. So is that kind of what they're kind of do? But that doesn't affect gameplay. It's just the skin you're wearing is scary.
So what it would be is if the skin is linked to another IP, Universal can't use it because they have to go to that IP to get permission to use it in there.
But they can almost do it like this is a Fortnite release for Halloween Horror Nights, and they have specific things in the video game that's
you
for
could have
Halloween Horror Nights.
a little Boo costume. That would be pretty fun. I'd play Fortnite for a little Boo.
Yeah.
There was a howl. What?
Sounds like a rapper.
It sounds like a rapper. Little Boo.
Little Boo.
Little Boo.
Little Boo.
There was a scare zone a few years ago. I think it was like 2 years before I started going. It was the show Face Off. I don't know if y'all remember that show on Sci-Fi where it was a makeup heavy show.
I love that show.
They do special effects makeup, and everybody was like, "Why is this a scare zone?" Like, I don't understand.
I can see that. Like, I mean, the people were really talented, but some of the stuff was terrible.
Yeah, I love the show. I watched it up until it ended. So
I loved watching that show.
But I think, like you said, they have to have some in there to draw a not HHN crowd.
Yeah.
Right. Does that make sense? Like,
I get that, but at the same time, as you fully enveloped the theme of the event is throughout the park for the past 3 or 4 events, and this one, you're like, this is going to do the same thing, but Oddfellow and Jack don't really go into Fortnites too much, and unless they release a skin for it.
I was gonna say, what if it's a partnership with
it's
with
gonna
them
be a
where they're gonna
partnership collab.
release? Yeah.
No, because Disney has the big leading thing. They put a bunch of money into Epic, which is Fortnite. So I don't know if.
Yeah, but Fortnite has like you can wear like a Kim Kardashian skin in there. Like they don't have an allegiance. I feel like to
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, my kids put on this. They put on the nude Kim Kardashian. You know how she wears her bodysuits that look like latex. They have them every color, and they'll put that on and go fight in their little games as Kim Kardashian in Fortnite to be funny. So
I know what I'm wearing to HHN when we go. I'm gonna wear a latex bodysuit.
Love it.
So I think the bottom line for Universal is like every other business is it's money, and people are aging out of certain stuff. So you've got to constantly bring in a new customer.
Yeah.
And so you edge them in, and you're like, oh, okay, we're going for Fortnite, but we're staying for Evil Dead Burn House, Ozzy House, blah blah blah. Getting them in the door to buy a ticket is numero uno.
So the bad thing though with Fortnite, if it's going to be in the Central Park scare zone, is that that's a small area for a bunch of people to be in. It's super foggy usually, and you're going to put all the teens in that.
No, it's a small area, so they don't have to like fill it out with a bunch of like stuff because Fortnite's not scary. They can take like a bunch of little things.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be popular. I think it'll be more of like a
I
walkthrough
think
where
if
it's
it'll
like,
be,
Mhm.
it'll
okay,
be
I
That's
feel
what
like
I'm
Kind
hanging
of
thinking.
out
like
here.
the club one last year. Like that was very much like a pass
Yes.
through walk. Like you kind of like
Right.
dance with it, but you're walking through. Like
But
Right.
mom and dad will buy the ticket for you and your friends to go there. So Universal gets the money, but
the
there's
club
not.
one last year, and they're saying that the club is coming back, but that was actually really popular within the community last year. A lot of
was
people like
fun.
going in and hanging
I
out.
thought
in
that
it.
was fun.
I wanted to go up
Yeah.
on the little block and
Yeah.
dance. Like I
Yeah.
thought
She
that
tried
was
to be
a
the
lot of
go-go
fun.
dancer.
So I
Yeah.
think with the Fortnite stuff, that's what you're going to potentially get is like the teenagers hanging out in that area. Which on the 100% flip of that is that the really big goers. I'm not so much on this side, but like the teenagers ruin the event in some cases because they're so over dramatic in places and they're not polite to people. They're always cutting lines and doing all
So
that
you
stuff.
mean the teenagers are acting like teenagers?
They're
Right.
teenagers.
But
Yeah.
they're
You're old man yelling at the clouds right now, Jason. Like I told
no,
Matt last week. I was like, welcome to 40. You're now
want-
old man. Get
I
off my
do
lawn.
want I do want the teens to come in and have fun and bring this event like keep it
They got to
living.
keep it popular.
Yeah.
Right. But I want there to be, I don't want the Tokyo thing because Tokyo just announced too today or yesterday that they will have an 18 and over house. And it's a separate event, like a separate ticket. But you go through that. I would love for Universal to go, okay, we're going to try that here at Orlando. But I want everybody to have a good time. I don't want kids running amok. It's fun. I'm not excited about Fortnitemares though. So
I think it'll be quick. It'll be easy. It's a get people in the door situation, but it won't be overwhelming.
yeah, it's the last one on my scare zone list. It might
Yeah.
move up depending on how well they theme it or not. I don't know how you theme a Fortnite scare
I
zone.
think it's going to be wearing skins. Honestly, I think it's just,
Well, I'm talking about like the actual theming of the area. You know, like how do you build up around there for the
it'll be
scare act?
purple. Because I feel like that's how Fortnite is purple. They have a big blimp. I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna have a big blimp just flying over Universal every night.
Yeah, it's a big blimp people can fall out of.
Did
They do have the
PGA.
impending like tornado thing that like what's that? The storm that comes
Yeah,
in when you play
storm.
Fortnite. So maybe it'll be like the stormy something. I don't know. I don't play video games.
I never let my kids play Fortnite, so I know nothing about Fortnite. I could tell you about Minecraft, but not Fortnite.
We played PUBG. We didn't play Fortnite. Moving on to more HHN. Red Coconut, which is the club up in City Walk. It's on the second floor across from Cowfish. They're theming it to Dead Coconut Club Harvest. So probably going to be incorporated into the alien abduction house that they have to expect corn and scarecrows, stuff like that. It's usually pretty fun. Beth likes to go in there and get her dance on. I like to sit there and drink. So
And watch Beth dance.
I was gonna say,
Let's
and
be
watch
honest
Beth
here.
dance.
And watch
Yeah.
your wife dance.
Yeah. Like a good husband.
yeah, because I don't dance. I'm probably the worst dancer in the world.
Then you and Andy will be. Andy cannot dance,
Awesome. Well,
and he
Not
knows
a
it.
great dancer either.
Well,
pretty
me and
bad.
Beth will dance, and you and Andy can watch.
last bit of HHN news we have. Frequent Fear passes are now on sale. Like we talked about last week, that they are just tickets this year. There's no express pass option for these tickets. So, say goodbye to those. But I haven't gotten mine yet. I'm a really bad person. I usually wait until the last minute to buy mine. But I'm not going opening weekend this year, so it's all good. They did announce a new RIP tour. You can choose between one and two. It's a 5-house RIP tour. They start at $300 per person. Now, that should be noted that it depends on the day that you go, because those RIP tours all fluctuate in pricing. So
Dynamic date-based pricing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 houses, you can choose the north or the south, and that's the 5 houses you get. So it'd probably be like the sound stages or the tents.
Are they gonna? And
So
do they announce which houses are included?
Yeah, that's
Before
what it
you
is. Like the
purchase it?
north and south. You choose which one it is, and
I know, but is that? Do
I
they
don't-
release like the
I
map or
don't
something
release-
first
no.
before you do it?
they'll probably
She's
not
saying
yet.
you get to see the
No.
yeah.
I have
Do
not
you?
seen-
You don't know which houses you're choosing.
I do. I
Thank
have
you,
not
Terri.
seen that. I have not seen.
Terry
Not
knew what I was
terrible.
asking.
Is
I knew what
Express
you're asking,
Pass
but, like-
included after the RIP tour?
So what?
Is Express Pass included for the rest of your night after the
Not
RIP tour if you're only
for
doing
the
5 houses?
Not for the houses. It's only for attractions, and that's for regular RIP, and I assume for this RIP. I haven't looked too much into this one because if I do it, I'm going to do 10 house RIP. But yeah, that's going to be the thing is I don't want to do 5 houses if I'm doing RIP. I want to do the whole
Right. I
thing.
feel like it would be worth it if it included Express afterwards. So, like, then you could go do the other houses not on RIP tour.
Yeah, but that's been a thing for years. As long as I remember, RIP tours have never included Express for the house afterwards. It's always just been for attractions.
Right. I mean, because you don't really need it, though, because if you're doing a regular RIP, they're going to get you through all the houses plus again if you wanted to do it again. So,
Well, if you do the regular RIP, it is 10 houses
mhm.
and you're put with a random group. If you pay for your private RIP, that's when they go and take you into the house as much as you want.
Right.
So that's the one. I'm not doing the private. I do with a group of 10 and go in there with them because that's a little bit cheaper. And it's worth it because you go to the Jimmy Fallon bar and get to stand up there and oversee stuff. You get some free food. I'm looking at doing that the Sunday before the VIP trip that a bunch of us are taking. So the last thing we have is not theme park related so much, but it's baseball related, which could be big for the banana people if bananas are still big in like 15 years. The Orlando Dreamers is a baseball team they're trying to get to come to Orlando. And if I remember the number right, it's $945 million they're trying to get to build a stadium near Aquatica, which is the water park for SeaWorld. Puts it right dead in the middle of Universal and Disney. I think it's good for tourism,
Yeah.
and the banana people, if they sit there and say, hey, we're going to have the bananas in Orlando, they'll actually have a full state baseball stadium now versus ESPN Wide World. And Disney will probably put a bunch of money into this stadium to kind of help it out. I mean, it's the Dreamers for a reason.
Yeah. Who
Just
likes the bananas? Like, who likes banana ball? Nobody on this podcast.
Bananas are selling out football stadiums, so they're going to need something bigger than a AAA.
Well, they still
stadium.
go to the smaller stadiums too to make it more intimate. They still like to do the small stadiums.
But that's going to do it for news. We will be back after this for Terri's cruise trip as she scarfs down cookies.
Are you dreaming of your next adventure but overwhelmed by planning? Magical Travel has you covered. With over 22 years in the business, we specialize in Disney destinations, Universal Studios, cruise vacations, and all-inclusive resort getaways. Our services are 100% complimentary when you book a vacation package with one of our knowledgeable agents. Request a free quote to start the planning process at www.magicaltravel.com. Mention our podcast to be connected with one of our agents you are listening to.
And we're back. Terri just got back from Miami off the Wonder of the Seas. This was her and her husband's first cruise ever. And I know I alluded last week that it was her husband's first, but I was misinformed. For once in my life, I was wrong about something once.
Also, for some reason, thought Terri had been on a cruise when he was younger.
I thought for conversation.
Been on a cruise ship, like in college, where they advertise where you take the cruise ship, but you like cruise to the Bahamas. It's not overnight. You like it operates like a ferry. Yeah.
Okay.
But and it's like an out of commission cruise, like so it's old, and so I had technically been on a cruise ship, but I had never been on a cruise.
Okay.
And you went on a very large ship.
You did.
You went on an Oasis class Royal Caribbean, which is the Wonder of the Seas.
Which was not on purpose. I looked for a short itinerary because Matt gets sick deep sea fishing. So when I was doing my research, I wanted to do Royal Caribbean or something along those lines. And this was the shortest itinerary in like the 8 days of dates we had that we could actually not have something going on and we could get away.
So before recording, we said that you told us your stateroom number. You were on deck 14.
Yes.
And you had a veranda stateroom.
An ocean view veranda.
Yeah,
not a neighborhood.
Yeah, because I forget.
Yeah, an ocean view veranda.
Yes.
Big difference.
I forget that Royal Caribbean does have the inside facing verandas and also just regular inboard staterooms that face the Central Park area and the kids areas.
Andy and I are going on the same ship, the Wonder of the Seas, in September, and I'm doing a seminar at sea with Royal Caribbean and our rep Roxanne and some other people. We have a neighborhood facing balcony.
And they're very pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had a neighborhood facing. I've never been on Oasis class, so I'm looking forward. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. But yeah, I'm glad that you had an ocean view, because I think that for a first timer, that was perfect.
Well, that's what we had heard from one of my friends he's also tall. And he said the first time he went on a ship, his wife just got a random room and it had a small window. And he's like, I felt claustrophobic, which I'm like Andy would feel in a room. Like, you know, he's like, so make sure he has a balcony where he can see the ocean. He's like, because the next one we went on, he's like, it was a game changer. He's like, I didn't have like the claustrophobic, everything's closing in on me feeling. And then with Matt, you know, he gets, you know, seasick. Someone was like, well, make sure you can see the horizon because that helps.
Oh, so that's why you went high up.
That's why we went high up. That's why we went with a veranda. And I even texted, when I was looking at the layout, I texted Micah, and I was like, okay, where on the ship do I want to be? What do I want above me? What do I want below me? And she did a great job of like, if there's a club, don't be under a dance club.
Sure.
Be wary like of restaurants and like moving chairs. So, I mean, and we couldn't have gotten a better room. I mean, I don't know what it was like if we were under those things, but we didn't hear anything.
It's almost like Mike is a travel advisor.
Yeah.
It almost is just like, you know, she knows what she's talking about.
No.
Also, I think I also recommended more middle of the ship for less movement. And also, like, if you can look at the deck plans, if you can have like other staterooms above you and below you, that's going to be the quietest.
Yes.
So when she was asking about that, also, I've heard, I don't know, because I've been a lot of places, the lower you are on the ship, the less movement you feel too, because there's less like room. So, because you have like, you know, if you think about things on there, like if it's all the way up here, that's going to rock more than down here.
So when you said Matt has like motion sickness and you said deck 14, I'm like, I wanted to like,
I know,
middle.
like lower. Yeah. Like more like 8.
Yeah.
Can you tell us your itinerary right quick that you like?
We left out of Miami, and then we had 2 days. So first day was Coco Cay, second day was Nassau, and then we docked back in Miami. So it's 3 nights total. Yeah.
I feel like for me, 3 nights is not enough. And I know even for a first time cruiser, like that's it's like you're unpacking your stuff and then you're packing it back up, and like it's too short. The 4-day that we just did with the Destiny, it was perfect because we were able to kind of get used to everything, and then pack it all up and get gone.
Yeah. So you did a 3-night itinerary?
It was 3 nights. Yeah, it's the shortest one I could find when we were searching.
I'm going on a 4-night.
So you'll have like he said, it's a huge ship. We didn't do everything. Obviously,
of course, you don't have time
we couldn't have. It was a good. If he would have been miserable, then it was like, okay, we didn't spend that much time on the ship. And it was short enough that like, we were like, oh, got to get off now. You know, like we weren't like, okay, it's time to get off. Yeah, sometimes at the end of vacations, you're like, this has been fun, but I'm really ready to get back home. I want to do, you know, I want my shower. I want my bed. It was a good like, oh, okay, now when can we book the next one?
Yeah, it leaves you wanting more if you really enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, then it was like, this is perfect because I can get off. I'm done.
Yes.
Did you book a next cruise while you were on?
No, because my kids really want to do a Disney cruise. So we did not do a next. This is the test drive before the Disney, basically. I would say this is a good cruise if you're with people that maybe don't have a lot of time off, you know, so they can only get so much time off vacation wise, or maybe they don't want to be on a cruise, maybe they're older, or, you know, they have smaller kids. They don't want to be quote unquote trapped on a ship. So, you know, but other than that, if you're a normal family that cruises or vacations a lot, I would say 3 nights is not enough. It's a great ship, but like Rachel, I would enjoy it longer than the 3 nights.
So real quick with their loyalty program, it's the Crown and Anchor, isn't it?
It is Crown and Anchor. Yeah.
And so Disney's is based off of cruise. So it's 5 cruises and it goes. Yeah. And it's after the cruise. So your first cruise after your first cruise, you get silver. After your 5th cruise, you get gold. Royal Caribbean is per night, correct? It's
It
not.
is per night. It also depends on what category you book. So if a standard balcony or standard room is 1 point, if you book a suite category, it's 2 points per night. So they do have different point accumulation options.
And right now there is a
Right now they're doing double, but I
Yeah.
think by
Yeah.
the time it airs, it probably will be over. They did it for a very short window for
Right.
double points.
So
And
that,
it was
but
only
that
on
is something
select
to look
sailings.
forward, like in the future, that's something that they have done.
Yes.
And then just to stuff we've talked about here right before we get into Terry's full on. A next cruise, Rachel, what exactly is that?
It gives you a little bit of a discounted rate.
Yeah, so you put $200 down for your next cruise, and just like future cruise credit for Disney Cruise and stuff like that. But that they
You mean a placeholder?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's called
not-
Next Cruise for the Royal Caribbean, placeholder for Disney Cruise Line.
Yes, and the big thing with Royal is actually a desk on the ship too. You can do it in the app, I think, but there is an actual area on the ship where you can go and say, "I want to do this." So just
Yeah,
want
and you don't have to select. The nice thing about the Next Cruise is that you don't have to select it. Like you don't have to pick your itinerary, and you can also gift it.
Oh, that is nice.
So, like, if I was on it and I grabbed a Next Cruise, I could gift it to a client. So that is something
Exactly.
that Royal Caribbean does do differently, which I kind of appreciate.
Yeah, I was gonna say Disney is, if you book it in your room, it is yours. You can book one. Somebody else in your room can book one, I think, and it can be TBA.
So yeah, so the way that works for are we switching to Disney, or do you want to wait
It's
for
like
next
for a
week?
comparison of like what one company does versus the other.
So like Disney Cruise Line, like if I was the lead guest, I did book a placeholder on my Alaska cruise last week. So I have one. If my husband wanted to, or if I wanted to do two, like my mom did 2 placeholders, the second one is a TBD. But the kicker with Disney Cruise Line is that if you have 2 placeholders and one is a TBD person, it has to be the same sailing, same dates.
Right.
So both placeholders have to be booked for the same exact thing. I can't do like one this year or one in 6 months. It's got to
So
be the
that's-
same sailing.
Just wanted to give that out there for reference, since the next cruise was mentioned, what that is, what that entails versus somebody, because we talked about Disney last week. We're going to talk about Disney next week. That kind of gives us like a comparison of these two brands, and they're pretty comparable when it comes to family cruising now. Royal Caribbean and Disney very much in the same market when it comes to trying to get the families to cruise together, because the newer Icon and Oasis class have really good kids clubs and whatnot.
Yeah,
And-
I agree.
Well, Terry didn't experience the kids clubs on hers because there were no kids in her
No.
in her party.
Woohoo!
So
I'm going kid free as well. So Terry, let's
Nice.
adult this
Nice.
up.
yes,
Great.
and when I went on mine, I was no kid, so we didn't even walk in. Terry, what did you get? Drink packages? Did you do any extra dining, anything like that? That was over the price of your cruise.
We
You don't
did
have to give
do
money prices though.
a drink package because with Royal, we did the deluxe that included alcohol as well. Because we were like, look, if we buy bottled water, I have to have diet soda all day. It's going to pay for itself. And with drinks, if I think we figured I think we pre-ordered it before the cruise, so it was like $80 a day per person. And we did the math that if we bought like a bottle of water, 2 sodas, and 2 mixed drinks a day, it would basically equal $80. So we were
Yeah.
like, we kind of be silly. And on Royal Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken, there's a Starbucks literally on the cruise. That's not included. But all the other shops or cafes and things that serve the Starbucks coffees, which you can also get like your lattes, everything else, those are included. So it's Starbucks coffee, quote unquote, it's included, but the Starbucks restaurant is not included. So like someone like Micah who enjoys coffee, it's like a workaround that
Mhm.
system.
Yeah. The
Like-
proudly served Starbucks are included.
Yes. And like you don't have like the
Right.
seasonal drinks, like whatever they have now, like the butterfly or whatever. Like you don't have those.
Oh, that's such a good drink.
It is. My mom
What-
got
which
it.
Which is
is
like
a-
different than Norwegian because their actual
They are
Starbucks is
included.
on board. Well, if you upgrade your drink package, it is. So we got the one that included Starbucks, and it was like you walked into an actual Starbucks. They had the like where you've been mugs and stuff that had the
Mhm.
Norwegian Encore and all that. So yeah.
Did you do the main dining or did you do specialty dining?
We did main dining, but I did want to say with the drink package, if you do the deluxe drink package, you have to do it for everyone in your party.
Mhm.
They don't allow. So like if my husband and I went, with our kids, we would have to buy it for all 4 of us.
Well,
Right,
the
but
kids, because
they
they're
do the
underage, would be
sober
a
version.
refreshment package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
They'd have to have a package of some sort for
Yes.
age. Yes.
So, you know, I couldn't buy one and then Matt didn't. Then I go and buy 2 drinks. I get 2 drinks every time I go to the bar and hand him one. So
Right. That's why
But
they did it. Yeah. It was because people were sharing the
Yes.
package and then double ordering and then gifting. So that's why they made that rule. They used to make, I don't think they do it anymore, but if you're like sober
yeah.
and
They
someone
don't
in that
care.
party, they don't care.
Nope.
They will not make exceptions.
Nope. That's
Because
what I
too many
heard before
people
we
worked
went.
the system, because too
Yeah.
many
And
people lied and said those
it's
things so
the
that they only have to
problem.
pay for one
Yeah.
package.
So
Yeah.
if you're in a room with a non-drinker, you will just pay a la carte for your drinks.
Yeah.
And that's
Because
what you
like
have to do.
neither Matt or I are like big drinkers. Like we're not gonna go out and get drunk every night. We're not drink by the
Right.
pool, pina colada every drink. So if we were with people like in our party, just say we had one big group, it wouldn't benefit us for everyone in the party to pay for the deluxe package for us to drink because it just wouldn't be worth it. But so they will ask for each if your sailing pass. What do they call it? The pass, sea pass.
CPAS.
Every time. So I brought them with me because I adopted Rachel's method. I had
You did
teletypes
it
with
with
me.
Yes.
So I bought lanyards for like $4 off Amazon and I deconstructed them and put them and like, so Matt wore his little teletie, my hair twisty. And you know,
Perfect.
like a lot of people like asked about him and I was like, oh, I made them. Like a friend told me. And at first Matt was like, I'll keep it in my pocket. No, because he
Yeah.
didn't want to wear the bracelet.
Andy
And
keeps his
then
in his pocket.
he got to where he just like kept it on his hand because like every drink you get, they do make both people present their things before they will make the drink.
Coming to
So
the
even if we
castle.
were there together, they wouldn't swipe mine twice to hand one drink to him and one drink to me. Like you both have to present them. So it does make it a lot easier if you don't want to wear the lanyard.
Coming to the
the whole
Castles
time.
of Cauldrons merch shop that we will open
We do need to do these because like everybody was like, where'd you get that? I was like,
for the
I sat
low,
in my bed and I made them in Miami before we
low price of $20 per.
Yeah, right.
Yes, exactly.
If you don't like the
Andy-
Castles of Cauldrons logo, it's going to have the Magical Travel logo on the other side.
There you go. Andy and I did not get a drink package. Well, like we don't drink enough to justify the
I was
cost.
gonna say if you don't drink, it's not. If you're just
Yeah.
gonna enjoy like a glass of wine with dinner
Right,
or
I'll
like
pay a la
one
carte for it.
cocktail by the
Yeah.
pool,
See,
and if
that's
we were
the-
with the kids, honestly, like I said, we don't drink a lot, but even with the kids, we would drink less than we drink
Of course, because you
this
have
time,
to. You have
because we're
to
with the kids.
watch the kids. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that was what spoiled me on the Star Wars because it was a media thing.
they gave you a drink
Drink-
package.
I got the drink package for free. So I didn't have to pay for it. And so I didn't have to scan anything. So I didn't even, it was just walk up to the bar, grab whatever I wanted. And they just, here you go. So I never saw a bill. I never saw anything like that. It spoiled me. And that even goes into like the Cokes. And because did I drink a
Yeah.
lot? Yes. I didn't like over drink. I wasn't drunk the entire time.
Yeah, but you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, it was at breakfast. I could go to the freestyle machine and grab my Dr. Pepper and didn't even think about
Yeah.
it. And now here I am, like, and I've only cruised Disney outside of that one Royal where all that stuff's included besides the alcohol. And we pay a la carte for that. But so,
and with Royal now, with the deluxe drink package with alcohol, the freestyle cup, like Jason was just talking about, is not included. You have to pay $5 for the cup. But if you buy the drink package below that, that's just the
The
soda
freestyle
package,
It's
and then you
included.
do get the cup with it. So we each bought a cup for $5. You
That's
know,
worth it.
Kids love it for the souvenir we get back. You know, you have so many Disney cups and every cup you go to. But so that is not included, but it's only $5. So not a big deal.
Did you watch the price of that?
Like before we booked it, watch it, or like did we like keep counting our head like as we were buying?
No.
things?
Like, did you, like, when you bought it for like the $80 a person per day, did you, after you bought it, like, did you go back in and like watch the price? Because,
Yes,
okay. And that was the best price point?
yes, and I'm
Okay.
pretty like we booked ours pretty late. I say late because a planner, but we booked it in February for July.
Yeah, okay.
So those started coming out, I would say around March, April, and they kept promoting it throughout. But I think I want to say it went to like $100. You know,
Okay,
it goes
so
up the
you did-
closer
so you
you
did get a good price.
Yeah, and then on the ship the first day, within the first 24 hours, they still offer it, but it's
Yes.
more than any of those.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So,
reason I asked was today, ironically. So Andy and I bought the deluxe dining package for our
mhm.
Wonder sailing because we were on either the Independence or the Freedom. We've been on both, and we're not a fan of the. I mean, it's also a Freedom class, but like we're not a fan of the main dining room. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to buy the specialty dining. So I bought it a couple months ago. I paid $424 for a
Mhm.
4-night sailing for Andy and I. That's total. Today I went on it. That was at 30% discount. Today it's 50%. I canceled it to get a refund because that's what you have to do. And then I repurchased it for
Yes.
$301.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So the thing with Royal Caribbean, unlike Disney, is that you can purchase it as soon as you deposit your trip. You
hmm
purchase it and you pay for it at time of booking or time of purchase. But if a discount comes out, you have to cancel it, get a refund, and then you repurchase it for the discounted price.
Yes.
So
But definitely watch all those. They'll send you a million emails, but definitely watch them
So
because
I was
they
on
do
I
things
was
like
on the
that.
Disney cruise like last week, and I'm getting like a push notification.
Yeah.
Hey, 40% on like an excursion.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me! I already booked them, and I realized it was for Royal, not Disney. I'm like, Disney doesn't discount them.
Yeah.
But I was
You
literally
know?
like looked at it and I was like, no.
So let's talk food for a little bit.
Yeah.
You said you did main dining. What did you think of the main dining forum? Because I have my opinion on Star, and Rachel obviously has her
Has it from the
opinion.
Freedom class? Yeah.
So,
We were not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
no,
We
I think they do it on purpose too.
Mm-hmm.
we went the first night and we thought about this exactly what you're thinking, and it was like I don't eat seafood. Like I'll eat like shellfish, but I don't eat fishy fish. And I got like a prime rib, and Matt got like a New York strip, I think, because he didn't like the fish they were offering that night. And they were like real rubbery. Like the steaks were like, medium cooked, so they're not over, you didn't ask for, and they weren't overdone. They were just not
Not
great.
the best cut.
Yes. The sides were great, things like that. My crab cake that I got as an appetizer was like the fried kind of crab cake instead of like a pan seared lump style crab cake, which is a preference. I thought it was going to be more lump style than like deep fried. So from then on, we didn't do main dining anymore.
That was the food situation. We had good wait service on
Yeah.
the Star. I mean, and I think that's also because it was media travel agent thing, but the food just wasn't impressive. And every night it ended up like portion size was kind of small, and then we'd go to the pizza place, or one night we went and had smash burgers, and then went down to main dining because we had a huge table and it was only 4 of us. I think it could sit 12. So it was me and
Wow.
Glenn and then 2 other people from another group, I guess. So we were like, we're not going to leave them cold. We'll go and sit and maybe snack on something, but we'll sit with them. But the food wasn't amazing. Nothing to write home about.
No,
So how many nights did you do the main dining one?
just the first night.
And then
And-
where did you go the other 2 nights?
Well, when you look at the Royal Caribbean app, it tells you every night, like what there's a couple of things like the New York strip and the chicken dish, I think, that stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
But they do like one night's Caribbean night, one night's Italian night,
Right.
But we looked, and the Windjammer, which is like the
Their
buffet,
buffet. Yeah.
all you can eat thing, does the exact same thing, just no like steak cook. They have like a carving station instead. So we were like, the second night, we're like, well, what if we go up there and see what they have to eat, and then if we don't like it, then we'll go to main dining. You know what I'm saying? So we went up there, and we actually ate up there the other 2 nights, because what we did like was that they have so much to offer. So like, I think the last night was Caribbean night, which is not my favorite type of food. I'm not a big jerk chicken, that kind of spice fan. So I think I got that night some kind of pasta with a cheese bake situation. But I like it because you can get like a small portion of a lot of different things. Because there's rarely a time I eat like a 16-ounce steak. So that was like the big thing about the main dining, is that you get like a steak and not.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me have like a chicken tender. Let me have some mashed potatoes. Let me have a yogurt, like I would rather have 15 little things than a bunch of and so we just ate there every night, and you can just go in and out when you want, and you were getting the same food, but without the awkwardness of sitting in the main dining. So because we looked at the menus and they were the exact same things, like I said, without like the steak, or lobster tail option. So and one thing I will say I appreciate about the Windjammer buffet situation is that they have all the hand washing stations before you walk in
Yes.
there.
A washy
And
washy.
it's washy. Someone who's never on a
Is Norwegian
cruise.
the one that made that, like the washy people? Wasn't that like a Norwegian cruise line thing, and then it kind of moved over, or was it just in general all cruise lines?
Can't remember, but I
I
know.
don't know, but I love it. I was like, I want every restaurant to greet me with, I was like, I don't know when they like hire people who they choose to be the washy people, because they were the best people on the whole ship. They would dance, they would sing, but everyone washed their hands before they went in. I was like, this is the best public use of space I've ever seen in my life.
That's the thing though, is like every cruise ship, like when you're going in the buffet, you've got those sinks and everything. Everybody's got to wash their hands before you go in.
It's so great. I love that. I told Matt that was one of my favorite, as lame as it sounds, that was one of my favorite things of the entire cruise.
Yeah, it
It
was
was just like knowing people had clean hands.
Well, seeing that, like going to from the Disney to Royal and back to Disney, it was just somebody like, please wash your hands, please wash your hands, please wash your hands.
Yeah.
And then you get to Royal and it's the washy, and they have the music playing and all this
and whatever song they had playing, they like reworked the lyrics to somehow like wash your hands, washy,
Yeah.
like it was like Rihanna, but they'd be like washy.
Yep.
And then like they wore a sash or hats, and it was, oh my goodness, it was crazy.
On Disney, I went to the buffet, washed my hands, and then I went to Cove to get coffee. And I walked in and I felt so awkward passing the stations with coffee. And she looked at me like, I already washed my hands. I'm just getting
I
coffee.
promise I washed them. I promise.
I already washed them, I swear.
Scan me. There's no germs.
Okay, so let's talk about the ship a little bit before we go to like Perfect Day, because I don't think we'll talk about Nassau too much because everybody, I know. Overall, what did you think of the Wonder of the Sea?
Wonder of the Sea, great ship. Nice, smooth. We did massages one day, and our massage therapist did tell us that she said, because we were telling her about Matt getting car sick. I mean, seasick and everything. And she said that her previous contract was a 7-day cruise that went through like St. Martin and everywhere. And she said the further Western Caribbean you go, the more unsteady it gets. She said there were points in there, like she said, I had a clock hanging on my wall on like a command hook. She said in some nights it would like, you could watch the clock just sway, the round clock on the wall. So from that, I would say even if you are prone to seasickness, stay in the Western Caribbean maybe. Like stay on this side, because that's something.
I mean Eastern.
Eastern, yeah.
Caribbean.
Eastern Caribbean.
And the reason it's rough is because
No, you want to say Eastern, which is Bahamas.
Yeah,
you don't want to
Eastern
go
is like
further.
Cozumel.
Yeah, but you don't want to go any further east
No.
than the Bahamas.
No,
Like,
yeah.
like
Right.
you said, when you got into like all the Saints, the BVI and USVI, it
Like
gets
the ABCs. Yeah.
real churny, windy, churny. And so she said she had to change her contract from doing like the 7 days that went. Well, she said when her contract was up, that's why she signed on with the Wonder, is because of the little track it takes.
My mom would get acupuncture on cruise ships to help with the motion sickness.
Well, it's funny you say that, because we had a script for Zofran, we had the patch, and we had the band that sits on your pressure point, the C band.
I had the C bands, and I needed them on the Magic.
Matt said the C band never had a problem, so he was like, well, maybe it's placebo. So he took it off our last night, and like after
It's
like
not
an hour,
placebo. I think
he
that
was like-
works.
he was like, give me my C band back. He was like, I thought it was maybe just the fact that I knew it was on there. He's like, but I'm getting a little woozy. And then we had turbulence on the way home, and he said,
The
give me my
three-
C band. Like,
The
yeah.
3 fingers.
Yep.
Mhm.
Hit that pressure point. So the acupuncture, the pressure points, all that stuff seems
Yeah.
real woo-woo, but it really does
Yeah.
work.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I know people who wear the C-bands when they ride in cars.
Yes.
We
Scarlett did that on the way to Niagara Falls. And
I'm gonna
she
get
was
my
like, this
son
is great.
To where, yeah. Levi vomits all the time in the car. So we're definitely
does
going to use
Scarlett.
that.
Anything special you liked about Wonder, and anything you disliked about Wonder?
Didn't really I mean, honestly, the main dining, because I asked Matt on the way home. I was like, okay, I've got to talk about this. So give me your top 5. Give me your top. When they kind of coincided with each other. We love the space. Like I said, you could walk around and just have your own space, even though there were 10,000 people on the ship. Everyone was super kind. The service was super kind, to the point like our steward, Raphael, knew our names the first day, and he would give us hints and tips. Like he's like, hey, you're going on Coco Cay tomorrow. Put this outside your door, order room service tonight, because they'll bring the pastries, like not the American kind of breakfast, but the pastries and everything they'll bring. He's like, do that, get off the ship. They start serving food on the island between 10 and 11. He said, so you don't have to waste time. Unless you want a big breakfast, you don't have to waste time eating a big breakfast and fighting everyone. He's like, get something quick here to eat, get on the island, and then eat lunch there.
Love that your stateroom attendant told you that.
Yeah.
Like, that's fantastic.
Every day it's like he almost had because he knew that we were not turning our luggage in last night because we had an early flight, and he was like, okay, don't put these tags on your luggage, be at your ship on level 5 at this time. He said you'll be able to catch an Uber to go. He's like, it should be no problem. Like, go ahead.
I need to ask you a question. Did you do express walk off?
We
did you leave your luggage outside, or did you take your luggage off?
No, we did. We took our luggage off ourselves.
Okay. What time did you get off the ship?
We woke up at 7. We were in an Uber by 8 o'clock at the latest. I mean, it
Perfect,
was
because I just grabbed an 11:15 flight home.
You'll make it.
Perfect.
We got to the airport at 8:15.
Oh my God. Thank you, because I grabbed an 11:15, and I'm like, I'm not doing a 2 o'clock flight and getting home at rush hour. So thank you so much.
We changed ours. We were supposed to get home at 9 p.m. because I didn't know when I booked the flights how long it would take us to get off the ship. Then the more research I did, I saw we could get out at like 9 p.m. At 9 a.m. I was like, I don't want to spend 12 hours in Miami. So on the way to the airport, I rebooked our flights home and got us home. We had to do a layover in Atlanta, but we got home at 5 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. And so, but yeah, we got off literally, because everything's like AI. When you go off the ship, you don't even have to show them your passport, because you showed them that before when you got on, and then it's linked to your CPass. So we didn't have to wait for luggage. But I will say there were people getting off with us that were getting their luggage. They just couldn't guarantee that your luggage would be there if you had an early flight.
I always carry off.
Yeah. So I wouldn't risk it. But it took us
I always carry off.
I will say it took us less than 30 minutes to get off it.
And through customs?
From our room to the airport.
And through customs?
Yeah. Literally, we didn't stop walking off the ship until we got to the Uber. Never stopped walking. There was no crowd. There was no waiting in line. It was real easy.
Let's move over to Perfect Day right quick. What were your thoughts on Perfect Day of Coco Cay? Was it crowded for you? What ship? Did you have another ship in port with y'all?
We did. It was if I looked at all the names of them, I could remember the name.
Was it a big one or a little one?
Let me bring up the ship names in a minute. It was one other ship. It was not crowded. We did rent a daybed for the day.
I saw that.
Where did y'all?
I would suggest.
Where did y'all stay at then? Did y'all go to Family
Hideaway?
The Hideaway, so you did the adults only area.
Yes. And no. We were not in Hideaway. It was when you walk off the ship and go right to your left, because we were going to do Hideaway, and the more reviews I read about it, people were like, it's kind of far away, and the view is not as great, and all this other stuff. And where we were, kids were allowed, but because we weren't in the thrill park, the kids were not a problem.
So we did the same daybed, and it was like $200 or $250. It was very inexpensive for what it gives you. And my kids came, and so it wasn't it was a section of the beach where it wasn't crowded.
No.
It was only the daybed people.
Yes.
Did you have jellyfish?
No.
Mason got stung on his face.
Wow.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Thank God he had goggles on.
Bless his heart.
He got stung in the face by a jellyfish, and the guy, the lifeguard, came with a vinegar type of spray.
So here's my thing that I didn't like about Perfect Day is that Star was the biggest ship that they had at the time. Now it's Legend, but we're talking about 15 people size difference. It's not huge. But then next to us was Symphony, so it was an Oasis class sitting next to us. So 2 massive ships that are sitting there, and it just felt completely crowded on that island the entire time. Like Hideaway, the pool. I didn't even go over
Yeah.
the pool. Glenn just went over to the pool, and it looked like they just put sardines in that pool with how many people were there.
Well, see, we didn't do a pool. We stayed on the beach. So that I can't attest to. So the pools might have been crowded. And we did walk around a lot of the island. We didn't walk around the whole thing. We didn't take the tram around the whole thing. But we did do like a nice walk just so we could see and take pictures of like people zip lining
Right.
and all that stuff. And it is more party atmosphere the closer you get to the other side. But we did go to, I think it's called like the Snack Shack or something like that. It was on our side of the island. And they had tacos, and those tacos slapped. I
They
mean,
were good.
the carnitas tacos, I went back for more. The rice and beans, everything there. And it's all buffet style. You don't have to wait in line. You don't have to show your pass or anything. You just walk up, get them. Seagulls there are very prevalent because people feed them, even though there's literally a ton of signs that say don't. And I walked away to take a picture of an iguana, and if Matt hadn't like scooped my taco real fast to him, a seagull was like in the dive pattern to take it. And one girl, I say little, but she's like 14. She was walking with a plate, and the seagull came and dove to her plate. She like dropped it and freaked out and everything, and then all the seagulls came down. But that's literally the biggest problem, if you want to call it that we saw on the island.
I would give Perfect Day another try as a paid cruise, because I think that was a big thing, was like, because we got Hideaway for free.
Yeah.
We actually paid for it, and then they refunded everybody on the ship what they were doing on Perfect Day that day, so that you could experience it. And then we toured everything with Roxanne. But I liked Cast Perfect Day. There's a lot to do there. I just don't like the paywalls on Perfect Day. Like Castaway, I like to be able to just go do what I want to. If I want to go and I said it when I reviewed Star of the Sea, if I want to do water slides, I'm just going to go back on the ship and do water slides. I'm not going to pay $100 and something per person to go in Thrill Island. It doesn't make sense to me.
Chill Island, that's where we're at.
Chill Island.
Yeah, I'm at Coco Cay in September with the Symphony of the Seas.
Okay.
I think we're with the Anthem, maybe.
I can tell you, I'm in. Oh no, my God, crap!
Because when you're getting off the ship, they do have photographers there. You know, take your picture, and they do ask you Wonder and I think the other one we kept hearing was Anthem. I could be wrong, but even that, the photographers, like after the first day, they were like, "Oh, Terri and Matt." Like,
what day? What day were you there?
June 18th, July 18th, I think it was the date.
Were you there on a Saturday?
Yes, because
you were with the Allure.
Allure.
It was a smaller ship.
And you start the A.
That is a smaller ship.
That's the biggest thing, like, to look at when you're planning these trips is your Perfect Day, to see what ship, even if you're in a small ship, make sure you're not there with an icon class, because
I'm there with an icon.
It's going to be
I will say,
this is when having something like that day bed is really important. So you're not like having to rush to find a chair or anything. Like, you have a spot reserved and available.
The day bed comes with floats, and it comes with your cooler of water. You know, so you get your day bed and your 2 loungers and your floats. So we kind of just went back and forth between all, and it did rain a couple of times, like little sun showers.
Do you get a wait person?
Yes, they're not like your dedicated one. But we had 2 or 3 that would just like cycle through and come through, and, you know, they would bring you whatever you needed. So, and like when we were at lunch, I got like oranges and went back and put them back in the cooler to stay cold. And then we snacked on those throughout the afternoon and things like that. But I will say I did not go to the water park, so I don't know how far. So to me, it didn't seem crowded, but I also wasn't in places where you had to like wait in line for things.
Right. Yeah, you were on a secluded part of the island where there's not many beds and many people. So like that's a smart move when there's 2 larger ships at port at the same time. So.
Reserve your stuff, because like I said, even though we knew then that we didn't have to like wake up super early, even though we did naturally, but we didn't set an alarm to wake up and rush off the ship, because we knew we had to like grab lounge chairs before other people did and things like that. So I would definitely recommend reserving something, whether if you have kids and you want to reserve your time at Thrill Island with everything, or if it's just you and, you know, adults and you just want to get somewhere to relax. I don't know what Hideaway was like, but Chill was not crazy.
There was they did announce like right after you got off the ship that they put a new secret bar on Perfect Day. And I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty, it's like the garden bar or something like that, and it's off the path. It's a really cool. Like go look it up on social media. It's a little
Yeah.
like it's a hole in the hedges, pretty much. It's a little sign.
And that's
above
really
it.
cool.
So
I will
there-
say our bartender from Coco K, he knew us after, and like I said, we didn't drink, like we weren't the people that were there like every 30 minutes getting another drink, but like when we went inside to their bar that like, the one that raises up in the middle of the ship,
yeah, the
it
elevator.
goes from like floor 5 to like 1210 or something
Yeah.
like that. He recognized us. And so Matt really liked him because he made a really good drink. So, you know, we kind of went back and forth with him all week. Like I said, and the same photographers recognize you. And, you know, and that made us sit there and think like, well, this does, but how long are their days? Like at one point I was like, oh my God, this guy woke up and he was at Coco K before us to bartend all day. And now we get back at night and he's bartending at another place on the ship. Like it's easily a 12-hour day and they were all nice and polite and just really just, I mean, wanting to talk. One complaint I did have was that like with Royal Caribbean, you get like 5 TV channels.
You watch
And,
TV
like,
on the ship?
No. But I couldn't like stream anything. Like, you know, like when
Yeah,
you're getting ready, you, like stream like a background show or just like something to fall asleep. Like, I don't know. I'm like a TV on.
There's a guy.
I need noise.
There's a guy at church
ahead.
who gave me a hack on how to do that, and I had to remember to do it for October.
Well, if you're on Royal, I was like, why is there BBC logo? And Matt was like, Terry, it's Royal Caribbean. It's not American owned. I was like, oh, you're right.
It's just
You
like
know,
Disney,
and
it's all the Disney channels. Like, and you're not going to sit there and go, why is it all Disney?
yeah,
We watch Disney movies the entire time.
I'm
like,
a nerd.
I'm used to going to Disney World and having to watch Disney the whole time, but
I'm a nerd and I keep it on like the map.
that's exactly what we did then. We kept it on the map and
I only saw
everything.
the map in Cove Cafe.
See, the map was fun because Rachel being up in Alaska, I was like, oh, there's the magic. Where's Rachel at right now? And then, you know, we're
You thought of me? That's so sweet.
Look at that.
it was like there they are. We had people that we knew over on the Dream and
Right.
of being able to see all where everybody was. Is there anything else you want to add about Royal Caribbean, maybe in general, whether it's Perfect Day or Wonder or anything like that?
It was a great first experience. Matt's okay on ships. Kids are ready to book a Disney cruise. Royal Caribbean couldn't made it easier to get on the ship. Before you go, you know, just scan your passport. Everything you can do in your app, do that because it makes getting on the ship seamless. Our getting on the ship time, quote unquote, was
So
1:30.
port arrival
Boarding
time?
Yeah. Was 1:30, but we
Ooh,
had to
that's
check out our hotel by 11. So we just
That's
took the Uber
late.
over there because we were like, well, I didn't check in until like a week before.
That's why you check in when your check-in date opens.
I know, it was slacker. But we took the Uber over there because we had to check out of our hotel. We're like, worst comes to worst, we'll just sit on a bench and wait. And then we got there, it walked right on the ship.
Oh, well,
Yeah, that's the nice thing about going.
Never
I had a
stopped us.
1:15 port arrival time for Disney, and
Yeah.
I had to say, I told Andy, I said that was the easiest
Yep.
embarkation I've ever done because I didn't have to wait for a boarding group. I literally walked right on the ship. You know, wasn't corralled in like the waiting area.
Yep.
It was fantastic. So I don't poo-poo the later port arrival times. I like them
No.
personally. If you want to get on the ship early to like either request something or get waitlisted, that's when you need to be on the ship early.
Yeah.
But if you just have everything good and before you even get on, you don't have to rush to get on the ship. Plus, the room is ready by that time.
yeah.
So you don't have to walk around with your backpack or your, anything else. You can walk right to your stateroom.
I'll say
So
this about Rachel's, about Vancouver at least, versus Fort Lauderdale, was that we got to Fort Lauderdale about the same time we got to Vancouver when we did the Alaskan, and we had to wait in the terminal and all that stuff, and it just, oh my god, Vancouver, we had to wait in the little time corral for maybe 15 minutes. But as soon as they let that corral go into the line, we never stopped moving until we got on that ship. And it was just like perfect. But with Royal Caribbean, the one thing that Disney needs to do that Royal does is the safety muster.
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean doing it all on the app. And
You
being,
just
you
scan-
just walk
yes.
over and scan your key, and
And
there
then you
you
just
go.
check in at your little place and they're like, did you watch everything? They look at it on your phone and they're like, okay, you're done.
Yeah.
Never had to
Yeah,
wait for that either.
Norwegians is the same way. When you do the online check-in, you watch the muster then, and then you just go scan your key card at your
Would-
muster station.
Make it so much easier because then you get it. There's a huge announcement over the speakers of like so and so, so and so, and so and so. You haven't done
Right, you're
your
not
thing,
here.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you got to do this. Disney, I hate taking time out of my day because we had to explain to Travis, hey, we can't go swim right now. We got to go do this muster, and we promised him we'd swim before when we first got on the ship, and we couldn't because we had to do that. So Disney needs to learn from that. But that's the biggest thing. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode.
Can't wait to go on it. I'm
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
Terry
Okay.
made me excited to go on it.
If anyone has any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll answer. But it's great. We did the Intense Water Show, which is really awesome. Y'all need to watch that. One of my favorite things was karaoke. I mean, just to watch people. I know that could be on any cruise ship, but it never fails because you're only getting played the greatest hits, and people suck, and some people are awesome, and everyone has a great time. We did do one of the stand-up comedians, and he was great. His wasn't my type of comedy. Does that make sense? Like, he was
Yeah,
good, but
absolutely.
just not my brand of
Yeah,
comedy. So
you could appreciate it, but you
Yeah.
didn't love it. Yeah.
yeah. But other than that, like I said, we didn't have enough time to do everything that there was to do.
Yeah, those big ships, like even the Star, when we did that, we were go the entire time. We still didn't see everything, so it was just
Yeah.
like, and that
And
was
one
pretty
thing, like
weird.
they had like kids, like curfew was like 1 a.m. for kids like under 18. They had like 3 different curfews. It was like under 18, then 18 to 21, or something like that. And I was like, under 18, they should be in way before 1 a.m.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was like in mom mode. I was like, why are 13-year-olds out here running around till 1 a.m.? Get them.
My
get
kids
them in
are
a room.
here, but these kids
Yeah.
need to be back in their staterooms. This is
Get
too
them
big.
in a room somewhere.
Yeah.
You know.
The Oceaneer Club didn't close until midnight most nights while we were on the Destiny. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Terry sounds like it was a great trip. I wish we could have gotten into
Fantastic.
more of it.
Book yours as soon as possible
Yes.
with one of us or anyone at Magical Travel.
It's a great time. Next week's episode is going to be Rachel's trip report from Alaska. She was
So
on
good.
Magic, and we're having an agent that was on the Wonder. Her name is
Her name is Amber.
Amber. And she was on the Wonder, like I said. So we're going to get they pretty much the same itinerary, besides for one port. And that's the Magic goes to Icy Strait. The Wonder goes to Juneau. So we'll get a compare and contrast on what those ships are like going to Alaska, which one would be better for your family. You can get a hold of any of us at magicaltravel.com to plan your Royal Caribbean, Disney, or any type of vacation you want. Please go find us on social media as Castles to Cauldrons anywhere. And remember to rate us on Apple, iTunes, podcast, whatever it is, Spotify. And that helps us be a little bit more visible. And until the next time, we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.